A question that I get all the time from people is, how do I find out what's trending on Pinterest and end up creating content that will get seen by people on Pinterest? Basically, how do I stop throwing darts on a wall and just guess and then really have a plan? Pinterest Predicts is your key. Today, we're going to be talking all about how you can leverage this really great, not yet trending report that Pinterest releases every single year. Hey there, I am Kate All with Simple Pin Media. I have been doing Pinterest marketing now for 11 years. We have an agency. We help our clients use Pinterest in order to get more exposure for their products or for their email list, or even for just their content in general. And I teach here all the things that I'm learning from those experiences. And one of the things that I've learned from my clients is that Pinterest Predicts is such a helpful tool. So let's get into it. In the last 5 years, Pinterest has predicted with over 80% accuracy what trends will be happening. And those trends are not just on Pinterest, but on other platforms. But here's the kicker. Those trends, when they take off, they last so much longer than every other platform. Because did you know, fun fact, Pinterest has a shelf life of a pin that is 13 months. That is amazing. That means something that you pin today, when it gets picked up by somebody on Pinterest or by the algorithm, it will end up trending and bringing you traffic for over 13 months. That blows Instagram and Facebook out of the water, where I think their shelf life of an image is, or a post, is probably a little bit less than like 15 minutes. I'd have to go check that out. But let's just say that Pinterest marketing brings longevity to your content that other platforms do not. So the question then becomes, okay, what type of content do I need to create so that it will trend on the platform? Enter Pinterest Predicts. Now, I recorded a podcast on this at the beginning of the year. I'll link to it below so you can go listen to it as well, because I think it'll be really supportive for you as you try to leverage this tool for your marketing. By the way, if you are new and you've just found me, just know that here on our channel, I have a lot of beginning videos for you. Pinterest for Dummies, Pinterest Images for Dummies, how to use Pinterest keywords. So if me talking about how to create content for Pinterest really kind of blows your mind, go ahead and watch some of those and I'll link down below in the description. Okay, by aligning your content with what is trending on Pinterest, you have a greater chance of reaching the goals that you have with your Pinterest marketing. So what are some goals that you can have? Some people come to us and they say, I want to get traffic from Pinterest because I want to make sales of my physical products. Some people come to us and they say, I want to use Pinterest to drive traffic so that I can convert people onto my email list. Then I will warm them up and I will sell them into a service that I have or something else. Other people say, I want to use Pinterest to drive traffic because I want to create ad income or I want to make affiliate sales. There's so many different ways that you can use Pinterest, but you want to take that goal and align it with what is trending in this report. So I'm going to give you 3 creative ways to use it. I will also link to the Pinterest Predicts report down below. If you have never looked at it and this is the very first time you are hearing about Pinterest Predicts, I highly suggest you set aside 15 minutes of time after this video and go through and view that report, see what's inside, see what's trending, kind of get an idea. And I bet that this will not only give you ideas for Pinterest, but it'll also give you some ideas for the other platforms that you're trying to market on. Content is something that every single business needs to thrive because it warms people up to who we are and what we do. It is that know, like, and trust factor. So if we're leveraging tools that can help us further that know, like, and trust factor, we will win. And today we want to win at Pinterest marketing. So here are the 3 ways you can use this report after you've gone through it. Okay, let's take an example here. You have just decided that you are going to go down the path of moto boho and you are a fashion creator. You might want to be optimizing for affiliates and you know this is all the rage. It tends to be really trending with Gen Z and some boomers, which is really fascinating, right? So number 1, you want to think about your creative. What is the image that you are going to use to engage with the pinner on the platform? What are you going to put together together a roundup of maybe the top 10 really great moto boho boots, or maybe the fringe tops or the jackets. Kind of come up with what you're thinking as far as what you want your creative to be for a particular topic that aligns with Pinterest predicts. When you think of that creative, there's a few things you need to keep in mind with your Pinterest image. Number one, it always needs to be a vertical image. That is a 2:3 ratio, which again is a little bit different than all these other platforms. I know Instagram just changed the size of their image, but it's still not quite 2:3 like we see on Pinterest. You can use tools like Canva or several other tools to create your image. In fact, I'll link below to some of our Pinterest templates we already have built for you. It's super easy to plug in your image and create a great optimized Pinterest image that will get the conversions that you're looking for. Hey there, sorry for the interruption, but this is something that I don't always talk about in every video, so I want to make sure you know. We have a Pinterest keyword planning guide that covers over 10 plus categories and niches. It has so much information there that will not only inspire you to use new Pinterest keywords, but also might help you inspire creating content. So what's inside? We have tons and tons of pages of keyword ideas, how to use and not use keywords, some seasonal and non-seasonal keyword ideas, plus a place to brainstorm and take notes. And it's yours totally free. Click on the link below in the description to get the free keyword guide and begin getting started on really creating a great SEO plan for Pinterest. Okay, back to the video. Okay, number 2 is your keywords. So here's a little high-level lesson as to how the algorithm works on Pinterest. So if somebody goes to Pinterest, they type a word in the search bar like moto boho. What it's going to do is it's going to give a search prediction of what they think you're going to put after moto boho. Could be outfit, could be aesthetic, could be a variety of keywords. In fact, in that Pinterest predicts, they actually give you the keywords that are going to trend. So you don't always have to go directly to the search bar on Pinterest to find keywords. It's in Pinterest predicts. So let's say you find the keyword that you want to use. This is important because when somebody else is putting that into their search bar, it matches up with content on the platform. So literally the algorithm is looking around for anything that has to do with moto boho. And if that's your content, they are going to show it to this person in their search feed. It's pretty cool, and it's how you get connected with the people on Pinterest to drive the conversion that you want, whether it's traffic. Well, most of the time it's traffic for people, but saves is a really, really important metric on Pinterest. Saves is when somebody simply saves your pin to their board because they want to revisit it later. So all that to say, keywords are a huge and important part of this process. So now you've taken and you've read Pinterest predicts. You've decided on the trend that you're going to go with. You've decided on the creative, and now you're building your keywords. Where do you put them? Let's just talk about the pin, but I'll also link to the keywords video that I have here on my channel so you can go watch that. I would say number 1 is going to be the pin title, then the pin description, and then you make sure you fill out the alt text. Somebody was asking me about this recently. What is the alt text? Alt text is simply for those who are visually impaired that might be using readers of the screen to read back to them what it is they see visually because it's hard for them to see. So it's an accessibility feature. It's not necessarily played into the whole algorithm, or rather we don't know a whole lot about it. It's still a little bit of a mystery, but simply because you want to make sure that your content is accessible to everybody, you want to complete that. And if moto boho is a part of what is in that image, you want to make sure and put it there. Everything within these fields that you can fill out with keywords is really, really important to tell the algorithm what it is your content is about. Because when you do that, you ensure that when somebody searches, it matches up with your content. Okay, so we got the 2 biggest things out of the way. You have your creative, your Pinterest image, and then you also have your keywords. Third thing you need to look for is seasonality, to create seasonal moments. So let's say within this Pinterest predicts, you see something having to do with summer barbecues, and you excel in your business at rocking summer barbecues. You are the barbecue queen or king. You know exactly how to throw an excellent barbecue with excellent food. So let's say that trend starts right around June, maybe even May, right? That means you want to start creating some content around barbecue right around the end of April. And why I say this is that people on Pinterest are planners. They get ahead of events. And so if they know they're going to be doing a barbecue in a month or so, they're searching now in order to plan for that event. So you, as a creator creating content, want to make sure that you get that front and center for them. Or if you're even selling physical products like a meat thermometer, or you have something to do with smokers or barbecues, even if those aren't your products or your affiliates for those products, this is prime time to be sharing about this on Pinterest. You're not talking about your barbecue in the middle of November because nobody is outside using their barbecue, but they are using it all summer. So when we capitalize on seasonal moments, not only do we get in front of a new batch of people who might have never heard about us, might be interested in barbecuing, but then we have an ability to compound growth our audience over time. So take advantage of seasonality on Pinterest. Q1 is traditionally where we see financial planning, healthy living, organization. Then we go into Q2, and that's a little bit of a quiet time on Pinterest. It tends to be the lowest traffic time. There's a few holidays in there. We have Easter, we have Passover, we have a couple other things with graduations, Mother's Day. I'm sure I'm forgetting something and someone's going to tell me in the comments, but I don't have the yearly calendar in my brain right now. So let's just say Q2 is a little bit more of a sleeper. Then we get into Q3 and we have a lot of travel. We have a lot of summer barbecues. We have weddings. We have a lot of events that are outside. We have gardening. We have so many things where people start to use Pinterest again, or they've gone back to their boards and they're revisiting all these pins that they've saved. Then when we get to Q4, this is when we have the holiday times. This is the highest traffic time on Pinterest. So when you, as a business owner, try to capitalize on these seasonal moments, what this does is it creates a bump in your traffic that you can keep building on year over year. So don't forget to capitalize on the seasonality of Pinterest. Here's my last trick for you. Pinterest releases these Pinterest Predicts weekly. Now, it doesn't happen every single week, but if you are signed up for our newsletter, Pinterest Made Simple, you can get the link below. This is something we include in our newsletter whenever Pinterest releases it. In fact, one of our clients took advantage of this and created a roundup around a particular keyword that she saw in Pinterest Predicts Weekly and ended up getting an explosive amount of growth and saves on a particular piece of content that she created in just a few short weeks. So she was working with the flow of what was working, what was trending on Pinterest, instead of just coming up with something on her own. It is really hard for us to come up with content ideas or to think of what we're going to create next. Frankly, a lot of us are a little bit burned out or we're content dry. Leverage these tools, especially if Pinterest is a priority in your marketing in 2025, so that you can grow month over month, year over year. You're not trying to create something out of thin air, but you're taking what Pinterest is giving you and you're actually creating a great piece of content that will serve your audience. So make sure you are subscribed to the Pinterest Made Simple newsletter. It is totally free, and we will let you know when those Pinterest Predicts weekly come out. So here's your action item for today. If you've watched all this and you're really ready to dive in, go to Pinterest Predicts. Again, there'll be a link below and read through it. Get some ideas, jot them down. I'm a pen and paper kind of gal, but you can certainly do this in any type of spreadsheet so that you can keep track of what you're going to be creating. You can even add a seasonal component to it with saying, here's what I'm going to do in Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Let that guide you so that you can really explode your Pinterest marketing this year. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and don't forget to subscribe. We put out videos pretty often. We also have a podcast here, so you'll see that in the video as well. So if you want to follow along with the podcast or educational videos, make sure you like and subscribe.